I've been getting a lot of questions in the comments to my videos on the Cambridge English exams. And I always think that if one person has a question, then it's quite likely that many other people have the same question. So I decided to make this video to answer all your questions. Okay, let's do this. Now, one of the more common questions I get is about WhatsApp or Telegram groups. People are looking for ways to connect with other learners, other people preparing for the Cambridge exams, to practice, to prepare together, to practice the speaking together, and just to share tips and advice and to ask each other questions. So I decided to set up a Telegram group. I just set it up last night, so there's nobody in it yet. I'll put the link in the description. Click on that link. That should notify me that you've joined, and then I'll send you to the appropriate group, because I think we'll have a general English chat group and then more specific groups for the different Cambridge exams, for the FCE, CAE and CPE. So people can find other like-minded learners to share your experiences with, really, and maybe practice and speak together. I'd like to build a community if possible, and this is the first step. And one of the comments on my videos that I received had 4 questions in one comment. I'm not going to mention the names of the people who sent me these comments. First of all, because I will probably mispronounce them. I don't want to offend anybody. And second of all, I don't know if they want their names mentioned in the video. But this person asked 4 questions. The first one was, how many words should I memorize? Now this student is studying for the Cambridge Advanced exam. Now, how many words should you memorize? I think that's the wrong question, to be honest. You shouldn't be thinking about the number of words to memorize to pass an exam. You should just be expanding your vocabulary in general. So by reading, watching films, series, and proactively expanding your vocabulary. You should have your own personal dictionary, a long list of new vocabulary which you continuously add to. So yeah, don't think about a particular number of words to learn. Having said that, it's a good idea to learn and memorize some adjectives, some impressive adjectives, as I mentioned in my last video. So for the speaking, adjectives that you think will help you express what you want to say, and for the reading, adjectives really demonstrate a high level. They're a good way of really impressing the examiners. So learn some adjectives, and also some linking words. Linking words like however, in spite of, instead of, even though, although, those types of words for your speaking and writing. If you can memorize some of those, you should know them already, but learn the grammar that goes around them. That will give you, a real advantage in the exam. So yeah, don't think about a number of words, just expand your vocabulary in general and learn those linkers and adjectives. This person's next question was, how do I improve my reading? And another person had a similar question as how can I learn to read more quickly, because time is very limited in the reading part of the exam. The only way to improve your reading is to read, actively read, not just read to enjoy it, but you're preparing for an exam, so you need to think while you're reading. So pay attention to the vocabulary, try to read for detail. You're preparing for a very difficult exam. All of the exams, the first certificate, the Cambridge Advanced, and of course the Proficiency, are very difficult. So yeah, the best way to improve your reading is to read. It's that simple. Can you suggest some books, was another question. Now, I'm not sure if this was referring to books to read, like novels, or exercise books. If it's about books to read, any book that you like, any book that motivates you to read, so that you have to enjoy it, you have to want to pick up the book and read it. But having said that, you also need to read a variety of texts to get different vocabulary, especially for the Advanced and Proficiency. So you have to enjoy it, but also read a variety to get different vocabulary. And the last question this person asked is, are there any extra tips? And yes, there are lots of extra tips. I've made at least 10 videos, and I will continue to make these tip videos, so just stay tuned, subscribe so you don't miss those. But yeah, I will be continuing to make these videos for a few more months, so yeah, watch those. That's my big tip. Another student asked me, this is a very good and significant question. The question is, will I be able to skip to the 5th part in the online test? So this is referring to the 5th part of the reading and use of English, because one of my big tips is, in the reading and use of English, don't go in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My advice is to start with part 5, 6, 7, 8 in the advanced, and then go back to do the use of English. So 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the best order to do it. And if you're doing the paper exam, that's very easy. You just turn the page to part 5 and you start from there. So this question is asking, in the online test, is it possible to go directly to part 5? And yes, it is. You can do the questions in any order you like. You have the freedom you don't have to follow the numerical order. So that's good news, and I would recommend you practice that a lot before you do the exam. And the final question for today is regarding the listening part of the exam. It's asking if there is a short break between the recordings being played for the first and second time. This student likes to have some time between the two listenings to be able to think about their answers. Unfortunately, no, there's not a short break. It's 5 seconds. Basically, the audio is repeated almost immediately. There are a few instructions that the speaker says you will hear the recording again. So one benefit you have if you practice the test a lot is that you don't need to listen to the instructions in the listening or read the instructions in the other parts of the exam. So you save time. The more you prepare, the more you practice the exam, the less time you need to spend paying attention to the instructions, because it will just be automatic. You know what they're asking for. But yeah, with the listening, unfortunately, the second audio starts, I think it's 5 seconds after the first audio. Don't forget to join the Telegram group. I really want to try to build this community for people to help each other, and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Okay, I'll see you soon for another video. Bye.